Warhead Junction, game number 1. We are in the loser bracket final. We have Team Ash going up against the Space Goofs now. So another best of 5 series at the Banshee Cup. And I'm just happy because the first series in that final round, the losers bracket, was already exceptional. It was super fun. Really liked it. And let's see what's going to happen now between these two teams. I mean, after what they've showcased on day number 1, I would say that Team Ash is the favorite here. But the Space Goofs, they probably want to go a little bit farther than only taking 3rd place. Because that happens to whichever team loses here, they take 3rd place. Now, we've even had a bounty completed in the previous match. So bounties are still in play. I don't expect teams to go too deep on bounties because, again, we're talking top 3 right now. So there's quite a bit of prize money on the line. But rest assured, as I already said in other games, we are going to change the bounty system a bit for the 2nd season of the Banshee Cup, which has already been announced as well. So in a few more weeks, we're going to have the 2nd season starting and we will adjust the bounty system. I said it from the beginning when we first announced a little twist with the bounties that we are also doing this to gather some information, some data, feedback from the community and specifically from the players. And that's exactly what we've done. And we adjusted the system to incentivize the teams more and are coming in with some interesting moves there. Meta Madness, the format has also adapted or been adjusted over time to be in the form and shape that it is today. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to season number 2, but we're not done with season number 1 yet, and we have some awesome games here as well. I mean, the amount of crazy games that we actually had, now that I think about it. From reverse sweeping to core rushers, I mean, it was all there, right? So it was pretty bonkers. Now we got Lucio and Brackwing banned out, so is Medivh as we're heading into Warhead. And when you're talking Warhead Junction, most of the time, not always, most of the time, you have the game decided by the boss at the top. So you can really start drafting around this a bit. Now Warheads also matter. You can path your way. Well, first of all, you can win the boss with Warheads. It's usually the 2nd boss that can decide the game. But you can also soften the lanes up. So top lane is where most of the pressure comes in, at least traditionally. And we'll see if that's now the move here too. Dequaza is starting to shift a bit more heavily towards Hogger and not just simply go for Blaze every single game that he plays. So Hogger seems to be lately something that he even prefers. Has a bit more of an impact, I would suppose, outside of just using a jet propulsion. But that means that Blaze gets quickly picked up by the blue team. So Team Ash with Blaze and Renella on Rhaegar. Again, he loves Rhaegar. He absolutely loves Rhaegar. And whenever he has a chance, he goes for it. So can he do something with that? Remains to be seen. But at least the opponent is not picking it away from him. So that's that. Okay. Double pick for the boys in game number 1. With the Space Goofs, of course, trying to really bring the pain now and step it up from their performance yesterday. But Team Ash has proven to be an absolute powerhouse. I mean, some might argue they should be the one waiting in the grand final. And they were insanely close to get there. If you haven't watched that series yet, I highly recommend that you're checking out the winner bracket final of the tournament here. Because the match between Team Ash and the Raiders was an absolute banger. Now, with bans, we're getting Abathar taken out. Unexpected, but on Warhead Junction, not a bad ban. And since Genji and Muradin are already, plus also Hogger are also locked in, every one of them would heavily benefit from having a symbiote. And then, of course, you can get the copy on Genji alone. Even the double Hogger plays that we've seen in the past have been kind of fun. But that leads us to our final ban for this. And what's it going to be? Space Goofs, what are they getting rid of? Against Bishops, maybe? Targeting him here? Yes, they do. They ban out Karrigan. Maiev has already been eliminated in the ban earlier from the blue team, so now they're getting rid of Karrigan. Bishops could still play Hogger, Falstad. I mean, Falstad might not necessarily be too bad here either. You have the Gust, you have the global controls. If you look for the utility and then something that can give you control over the boss fight, there's that. Double layer of defense if they want to go all-out aggression with Tyrael and maybe even Greymane. But they go Nubarak and they go Sylvanas. So another one that can also push this heavily. And the final 2 picks for the Space Goofs. Yasuo? What do we get from him? And also then Lopaka. I wouldn't mind seeing Greymane again there. For one of the 2 teams. I'm sure he's going to be played eventually. 100%. But yeah, so Here comes the final double pick for the red team. They go for Falstad and they got Muradin, Uther. They have Muradin too, but they're going full beard. It's team beard at this point. I mean, Falstad, Uther and Muradin, they're totally interchangeable. They look all the same. The beard is a different color, but besides that, they're literally identical. Yeah, they're definitely, I mean, yeah. Just looking at them, it's just like, yeah, they're related, 100%. Final pick for Wild Junction, it is Samuro, and that sets us off for this best of 5 series. The winner goes up into the grand final, will face off against the Raiders, and the loser takes 3rd place, so let's go. Team Ash against the Space Goofs. We have on the left of Warhead Junction Bishops with Anuburak, Renella on Rega, Lopaka on Samuro, Maitri with Blaze, and Morenas on Sylvanas. Triple frontline essentially what they're playing here, and trying to also play the global game a bit with Samuro. On the right side of the map, the Space Goofs with Play on Muradin. We got Dobby on Genji, X-Ray with Uther, Yasu on Falstad, and Dequaza with Hogger. So, it is the bearded boys on the right side of the map here. And Falstad already flying for vision immediately. Every single time I see Falstad just flying into something like that, I just think about all the times, you know, where that led to an insta-kill and Falstad died within the first 10 seconds of the game. I mean, not only Lauber can make moves like that, we had plenty of Falstad players falling for that trap. Easy rotation back down to the bottom of the map with the tunnel. Stormbolt, Abyssar. Anuburak is immediately being hit hard, but Play is able to jump out. Nothing insane when it comes to talent choices here, but yeah, this is still going to be a super interesting game that we get between the two teams. I mean, they have, of course, not faced off against each other in this round, but keep in mind that Team Ash won their winner bracket match against the Enjoyers with a 3-0. So the Space Goofs, they just edged out a victory on the 5th map against the Enjoyers. But when Team Ash went off against them, they just destroyed them. So they absolutely dominated the series. If you're going to get something similar here or not, that remains to be seen. But, well, they are certainly a super powerful team to go up against and a very aggressive one as well. It's one of their best features, honestly. That they love to engage, they love to be aggressive and make some plays. Good juke attempt here against Muradin. That Stormbolt would have been a bit of a problem. So, yeah. On top of that, we have down at the bottom of the map now, Renella making a sting as well. Yeah, jumps in, helps out with the shield a little bit, more wave clear, gets the camp into position much quicker. And towards the top, we also have them, yeah, rotating back out. He's already waiting for them. The welcome comedy right there. I mean, Bishops obviously wants to Ooh, careful. That would be a bit weird. I mean, you have a Anuburak not only scouting, but also slowing them down, and you're still losing 2? Oof. Yeah, that hurts a little bit. That is something that shouldn't really happen. Anuburak is already checking all of that out for you, and then he slows them with a stun, and then you still lose 2 of your heroes. So that's highly unlucky. That's 2 kills very quickly for the Space Goofs, and Team Ash now a bit behind. It was definitely not worth it when you're thinking about it, because they just were able to take, I mean, the tower isn't even destroyed, the gate is taken out at least. But yeah, so the Warheads are coming in. Warheads are coming in. Oh, that could be a kill. Dequaza, stun, 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 and her. Alright, he's dead. That's a quick kill right there. Play is also moving up top. And, well, let's see if they can break through that wall now with the help of Sylvanas. And it certainly seems like it. Even with Play moving in and now X-Ray rotating over, the wall is essentially gone. There's 4 Warheads up on the map. And I said it before, but I say it again. The top lane control is amongst the most important things on this map. Because once that the boss spawns, the second boss is usually ending the game. Even the first one can be a huge problem depending on when it's taken, but the second one is normally when things go really, really south. Poor Rega. I thought he might survive, but no, they're having none of it. Dequaza comes in, and they're taking the dog down. Rega's dead, and so is Morenas. Bit of Fiorino over here, isn't it? 4 kills to 1. Easily destroyed. So, not sure if they thought that that was how the game was opening up. Maybe the blue team isn't quite warmed up yet. They got some of the warheads at least. If you're still in play. Even the timing here wasn't really all that great because it missed the minion wave. Normally you want to take that out with it, and that didn't work for them either. So yeah, at the top. I mean, you don't have to, obviously. They still got value at the wall, but if the minion wave is already this close and you time it properly, then it's just way more value that you can get out of it. So in a perfect world, you would always attempt to wait for that. You don't want to wait like super long or anything, but here you could have made that happen. They're preventing them from moving through the tunnel. They go for X-Ray, and he's still alive. Gets the stun. They're trying for my try, and... Is Uther dying? No, he's alive. And Blaze doesn't escape. Oh boy, they are just having bad luck at this point, don't they? This is kind of nuts. I mean, yeah, that's just bad news. Sylvanas goes down, they're going for Yasuo, so at least they're taking False at outset, 2 kills to 6, but this is just rough. The blue team is getting farmed here, 7 kills to 2, yeah, they're just looking crazy. So, yeah, down at the bottom of the map, we're getting Lopaka doing his thing now, just moving through and using at least his boy Samuro as well as he can. But, yeah, either way, Dequaza at the top with Dobby. They have so much momentum right now, half level to level 10, so they're going to be in a pretty sweet spot for that too. And, yeah, let's see what they're going to get here. At the bottom of the map, they are hoping to take a 4 down, I guess, eventually. They couldn't always get Sylvanas there as well. She's currently sitting in the middle of the map, but what they need the most is experience, so they get to level 10. Now we got Divine Shield in, we got Mighty Gust, and we got Shockwave. So all 3 taken, and the boss at the top will get claimed. And as I said, these bosses are insanely powerful, super powerful. So the second one, most of the time, decides the game. The fort at the top is already destroyed, so this one might already go deep. And given the fact that there is still a bit of time until they hit level 10, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with it. So, yeah. All the way up at the top. Boss is claimed. Yep, level 10. They will be ready for the defense. It's early again. This one shouldn't really do too much. It can do some damage, maybe open the wall up. But now we have also, with heroic abilities, oh, and we have old school talents. Divine Shield with Dragon Blade. Yeah. They get the explosion out, okay. But there's the attack. Nice follow-up from Sylvanas. And that's the end of Hogger. Hogger eliminated. Nicely done. And can they get another one? They take at least the camp, so that would have been not the final nail in the coffin, but definitely a huge setback if the red team now also stole away the camp and could make that push at the top even stronger. But you can see how the boss is already taking the wall out, so the wall is going to fall here. Both of the towers are eliminated. Now the gate is going to fall too. Yeah. If the red team gets the second one, they're gonna march through that keep like hot butter through cheese, and then they can just simply go for the core directly. Mirrodin might be blown to pieces, might get blown to pieces in the moment. So yeah, they're coming in for him. Yeah, not just yet, but yeah. And they're still trying to fight back here. I mean, they got a kill. It's 3 to 7 now. It's still a level behind. Another warhead that they're dropping up at the top. Went a bit too deep here. Anubarak jumps out, and now they're being chased. Yeah, getting chased here. But as you can tell, the top side fort is now also suffering a little bit. So yeah, they're all just trying to get away here. Flank is coming. Could go for Gust, could go, but they might not have to. Anubarak gets out for a moment, and then Genji moves in and takes him apart. Blaze isn't even here. He's at the bottom of the map. He has already tried to get another camp so that they can push for that bot lane. One fort is destroyed. It's the only one that they got thus far. But, yeah. So, there we go. They go for my try, and Dequaza is now going to fight him for it. I think he needs a bit of an assistance, and Genji is already coming. So if he overstays there, thinking that he can win the one-on-one, he's going to be very disappointed because, again, Dequaza is going to get some reinforcements. But here we go. The camp is very quickly taken, and they still have to deal with the pressure play at the bottom here. We have the additional warhead soon coming up again. And of course, now with X-Ray in the middle, they're trying to go for Uther. It's all over the place. I mean, it's really one attack after another. Lopaka is just whacking away here and wants the kill, but just can't get it. And had to be careful too, because there's plenty of stuns. And if one of them hits him, then he might actually become the target. Now we have the Gust out. 8 kills, 2-3. Level 13 talent advantage, healing static, the synergy with Thunderburn, obviously. So yeah, pretty neat. Gets all of that added sustain in the big team fights from here on out. And level 13 is going to help for the next upcoming fight. There's still one warhead in the hands of the Space Goofs. Samuro is still moving towards the top, and at the bottom they're already attacking again. So it is basically a non-stop fight. I mean, from start to finish they've been all around the map, just trying to go for kills, trying to go for small skirmishes, fights, steal a couple of camps. 23,000 right now. We have 21,000 on Genji, so each team is really chipping in, with Samuro coming in at 21k himself. We are still going to keep our eye a little bit on this bad boy. 1.5 minutes until the boss is up, and then you can really start to think, okay, when are we going to take it? Who's going to make a play? Do we know where everybody is on the map, or how is this going? Morenas is already jumping out. Renella is in position. Here comes Morenas with his ult, but the Divine Shield Genji with the Dragon Blade is slicing, dicing, trying to get a kill, and can't get it. Or can he? He can. Sylvanas is gone. Renella is also low, and can they take the doggy? He's still alive. He's alive. They're trying to get a counter kill and just can't. Genji walks away. God, how frustrating was that be for them? And Renella is still caught on the wrong side of this battle, and he dies too. 10 kills, 2-3. Holy hell. Nicely done. Yeah, that was pretty epic. So, with that, we now have the warhead being used at the bottom of the map to soften this one up even further. There's another one available, and the boss is soon up as well. So for Team Ash, they really need to bring it in the next few minutes, because with level 16 talents, Space Goofs have a huge chance to go for proper boss play at the top. And yeah, if they can get some kills and close the experience gap, maybe force it here with Cocoon, that might be one thing. But it is going to be tricky. So, yeah, they're getting the hits in against Equaza. They're desperately trying to fight before level 16, but 16 is in, and Sylvanas just gets easily popped. So she's already out. That's 11 kills, 2-3, and easy peasy for the Goofs. They're controlling this. Looking way better than they did yesterday. Now, of course, they already had a series, and Team Ash, honestly, they are struggling a bit. Yesterday, they came out swinging right from the start, but now they are in a bit of trouble. So, with that said and done, we have all the way up at the top, the push straight up for the fort. They might get this, but of course, with the boss now being up and the level 16 talent, as already mentioned, we are going to get that play. I mean, duh. Called it right from the start. This is exactly what's going to happen here. Blue team is trying to use... I mean, they know what's happening. They know where they are. So what they're trying to do instead is move into the middle and take at least one of the forts out, get level 16, and then try and defend. But they will lose their topside keep. I just don't... obviously, always assuming that the red team pushes. But why wouldn't they? So, yeah. That topside is going to be a problem. This is kind of interesting in the sense that with Sylvanas, you can actually, of course, counter-push. So this would be funny as hell. If they're now all of a sudden just counter-pushing and just saying, okay, we're racing this. That would be amusing. And it would be so Team Ash. I mean, honestly, this would be exactly what you expect from Team Ash. Push at the top, and they might have the power to win this game. Never change, Team Ash. Never fucking change. Muradin is back, and it is a race. It is indeed a race for the core. The red team has already fallen back. Ash is going for a Hail Mary. I don't think they can. 50%, they're gonna get destroyed. 50, 30, 20. Can they win this? 16, they're all dying. 10. And Novorak, it's not enough. 6% on the core. But so damn close. I mean, as I told you already, this is the best play that he could have made. Normally the second boss ends the game on this map. They made the only play they could, and they nearly managed to pull it off. It was a gamble right from the beginning. It didn't pay off, but it could have. Great move by them, but the Space Goofs with the victory. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
To the Spider Queen, game number 2. The Space Goofs are in the lead. Team Ash, in typical Team Ash fashion, nearly turned it around. And, I mean, we gotta give them some credit. They made it insanely close. I mean, whew, that was pretty amazing. I mean, think about it for just a second. They were basically slapped around for most of the game. And then they come in towards the end and they're like, what if we just go core? And it nearly worked. They nearly had it. It's the only play that they can really make in that situation. But, yep, they were able to pull it off. And that was pretty impressive. So, good for them. Now, we have on map number 2, the 10 heroes that were played can obviously not be played again. That's the one rule in the tournament here for the draft. And with Tomb, you get Urel banned out. But good for the Space Goofs. Gaining a little bit of momentum here. And somebody pointed out that now technically they won twice in a row with their core being below 10%, which is true. But yeah, I just couldn't believe it. Sylvana's just pushing through and then it's just like, bam. So, yeah. Now we have Lucio banned out. Tomb of Spider Queen obviously also pretty neat. I like the map. I really do. There's just so much action that you can get here. So many different comps that you can play. And we had, for example, on the last map also Medivh banned out. This is another one where Medivh can shine because you just get those portals going and you can easily rotate from lane to lane and do an enormous amount of damage, not only to structures but also to, let's say, the side laner. You just snipe him once or twice and then all of the gems are down the drain, right? So there's that. But okay. So, with our final ban for the first ban phase, we get Junkrat eliminated, which leaves Hanzo up. Hanzo is still up, yeah. And my try, Instalock on Janna. One of the, if not the best tank on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Simply because she also has all that wave clear that she adds. The interrupt potential against any kind of turn is fantastic too. And we get Leoric. Ice Giant skin for him. I like it. It's one of my favorites. I mean, Janitor is amazing, but the Ice Giant, if you put him on a carpet or on a money pick, whoo, that is pretty awesome. Until they put in the baseball skin for Leo that I've been asking for such a long time, that's gonna probably be my choice. So Chromie gets picked too. Definitely too many Chromie games. A pretender over there. But yeah, so with Tomb of the Spider Queen, we still... I mean, it's actually amazing to me that we don't have... There it is, Hanzo, thank you. I was just about to say, like, how is it possible that we now had already, like, 3 picks and Hanzo has not been chosen given what's banned and what has already been picked? So, yeah, Anduin is in. So, we got Tracer banned out, but with Hanzo, we got interrupt potential. You have even more... I mean, you can interrupt with Jojo, you can interrupt with Hanzo, and on top of that, you also have the vision that Hanzo can provide you with. So, all of those things really just, like, coming together here. And this is gonna make for a very good draft for them. Also, Bishops loves to play Hanzo and plays a mean Hanzo on top of it. Yasuo with Chromie will have to try and fire him out as best as they can. But yeah. Maiev gets banned against them. Now they just have to make sure that they're keeping everybody away from the Nick Carter of the Nexus. It's actually kind of funny because, like, Nick Carter, like, when I grew up, my sister was listening to Backstreet Boys all the time. It was torture, like, all day long. And I know all the Backstreet Boys, or I knew, just because of that. Like, all day, every day. Like, you couldn't escape that shit. And now, apparently, he's like this total washed up bad boy or something, or whatever happened there. Like, I don't even know. But, like, a lot of these guys that were just, like, the idols back then and girls fell over screaming are now total losers. It's ridiculous. So, Ana and Varian, I'm probably messing some things up here, but yeah, whatever. So, either way. Varian taunt into Chromie damage. Ouch. Yeah, that's never pleasant. And Ana to boost it too. So with that, we got now Medivh. There he is! Told you, Medivh! There we have him. And on top of that, we got Rexa. Good stuff. Rexa is in the house. stuns for the bot lane, Medivh for the portals. And we get, last but not least, for Dobby. In game number 2, they could walk away with the 2-0 lead now. And what do we get? It is Cassia.
The wait is over.
The wait is clearly over because we are heading into game number 2. Game number 2, Team Ash against the Space Goofs. On the left side, we have the blue team trying, of course, to claim a victory for now in this best of 5. We got my try on Johanna, Bishops on Medivh. That's actually kind of wild that Bishops is now the one playing Medivh. I honestly don't really know what to expect from him there. Renella on Anduin, Morenas is playing Rexa, and we get Lopaka played by Hanzo. Over on the right side of the map, we get the Space Goofs with Play on Varian, X-Ray on Ana, Dobby is playing Cassia, Yasuo is on Chromie, and Dequaza is playing Leoric. And we get stacks, Cassia with all them stacks. Nice. Should be fun. Should be a fun series here, and yeah, we'll see who's going to be able to take this one on. If a 2-0 now comes into play for the red team, then of course they would get match point after match point, and I'm not sure if any of the teams here have it in them to go for another reverse sweep. We've already had one. Another rotation towards the top, of course. So it's all about the portal plays right now. Trying to make that work. And yeah, off we go. Bottom of the map, the 1v1 is already being set up with Dequaza going up against Morenas here. And against Misha. But here in the middle, Dobby is trying to get stacks together. I like that way more than his actual name, but yeah, like I wish we had some kind of sock mount or something. It would be so damn good. Can you imagine there's like some sock that hops around as a mount? Just a hopping sock. And then having Dobby on the sock, it would be so good for the memes. I would absolutely love that. But yeah. So, anyways. Are they actually? Oh, of course they're invading. Why am I even asking such a dumb question? Jeez, Khaldor, is that the first time that he cast Team Ash? Oh, of course they go YOLO. It's their middle name. And they take Ana down. So that's already a kill. They're going for number 2. Bye-bye Cassia. And guess who's going to take the camp? Exactly. Team Ash. Oh yeah. There's the kind of play that I expect from them. 2 kills to 0. Steal the opponent's camp. And that's just how they roll. Now, they're also a little bit prone to throw games in that same manner. But hey, right here, that was pretty sweet. So, job well done. Down at the bottom of the map, we still see them trying to go for the next... I mean, they can go all 3 camps here. We have Hunter-Gatherer. Down here, it's the Siege Giants that are now starting to make a move on. And, yeah. Leo is trying to rush away here. Dequaza is just saying, like, alright, let's get away. And we get Taunt, plus we get Subdue. So, Taunt into Chromie attacks. That's kind of the game plan here. That's what they're going to try for. Turn-ins, by the way, we still have... So, they haven't lost a lot of gems. Space Goofs in the last fight have not really lost an insane amount of gems or anything like that. So, both of the teams are getting closer and closer to get the critical amount to get their first Web Weaver wave. So, that's something that they can definitely do. But, yeah, can they maybe even get another kill? Siege Giants are, of course, doing damage on the wall, so they're trying to stop them. And if they're moving out there, they're always exposing themselves a little bit to the opponent's plays. And especially to a quick stun, for example. Lopaka is poking. Medivh, careful here. Bishops, you're not stacked yet. He's sitting at 19 stacks. That is not the moment when you want to get killed. There's the sleep dart, and... Oh, he didn't have taunt. He didn't have taunt. Hanzo dies, but Bishop survived. I think if he had taunt and could have taunted Medivh, that would have been all the stacks down the drain. So he's still fighting properly for it. He has 24. But this could have been pretty bad. I mean, it's already annoying enough that Hanzo got killed. But yeah, the Space Goofs are definitely starting to now make some plays of their own. Probably fairly annoyed losing the camp the way that they did and the heroes in the process. And I gotta give some credit here to Cassia, because Cassia's already at 30 stacks. Now, she's obviously benefiting from the fact that there were a lot of fights going on, especially that siege position for Team Ash at the bottom of the map. But that's pretty decent. That's putting you in a good spot for your mid and late game. Now, we'll see if that continues. Like, the rule of thumb is try and have 40 at the 8-minute mark. That's okay. That's pretty good. But if she can get more than that, and currently it definitely looks like it, she might really roll with big damage into the late game. Yeah, Bishop's still sitting tight there. Weapons are, of course, coming down, so Team Ash gets the first objective. And they are pushing mostly through the middle. Morenas is still attempting to slow them down here at the bottom of the map, as Varian has gone into Victory Rush. And, yeah... Top side, I mean, Torm is defending top. She has a distance. At the bottom, it's basically defeated. And, well, talking about Chromie defending anything, she's not defending nothing anymore because she's dead. So Chromie is gone. That's a kill. And they break through that wall straight up for the fort. Another portal. Everybody wants X-ray. And it's a dead Ana. Medivh is just crazy. A good Medivh player is going to allow you to make aggressive plays. And honestly, now that I think about it, I don't even understand why they're not playing Medivh more. Because they are just the most aggressive team, or one of the most aggressive teams. And when you tell them, hey, do you know how you can dive properly behind a fort? They're like, ooh, tell me more. So that's now 5 kills to 1. And things are getting pretty dangerous with the fort destroyed in the first objective, and then also your wall at the keep getting crushed on the boss lane, by the way. Then yeah, that can get really dicey. But again, I have to point out that this is also the map where they now in this tournament through multiple times. Meme strike. I mean, why not? Just YOLOing it out here. And they're going for the boss right away. I would have maybe saved the meme strike just in case that the opponent is getting a bit too greedy. But yeah, they're going to make their play here, trying to go for the boss. I don't think anybody can stop them. Hanzo is speeding this up. Has, by the way, on level 4 gone into his ignore all distractions. Just saying, a little bit of a side note since we're talking about bosses and taking the boss down. But this one they're definitely going to get. Nobody's going to fight back on that. Level 10 is now ready for the Space Goofs, so they will have to defend here. But there's also the Web Weaver, so essentially it's just like Web Weaver defense against boss defense, which is what likely is going to happen. Light Bomb, alright, and can they go for it? Leyline is already out, they're trying to go for play here, and they go for Ana first. Ana is gone, so that's another kill. Kill number 6. But yeah, here comes Cassia. Medivh is dead, and he lost all of his stacks. They lose Anduin and they lose Rexa. Oh my god, that hurts. The keep is taking some damage, but boy, oh boy, does that hurt. 20 gems for my try, and they are all gone. Wow, that really sucks. Space Goofs with a big play. Check this out. Look at Medivh. 36. He's at 36 stacks at that moment. And then 37. And then he gets hit and killed. He was 3 stacks away from completing his baseline quest. And now they're not only losing all of the gems that they were still holding, they're losing the fort in the middle, they're losing the fort at the bottom of the map. Medivh lost his stacks. And rumor has it that he also lost his lunch money and that he lost his wife because after that disaster she left him too. I mean, damn. Nothing left to say. 6 kills to 5. 34 stacks for Cassia, by the way, so she basically didn't pick any stacks up anymore since the 4-minute mark. Cassia picked 5 stacks up in the last 4 minutes. Just saying. 5 in 4 minutes. So, yeah. Crazy. But yeah, really good shit. So now we have level 13 talents kicking in. The blue team, funnily enough, is still a bit ahead in experience. But boy, oh boy, did they take a beating in that last fight. That was rough. Damage outputs, we have now 25,000 of Hanzo against the 18,000 on Cassia. Level 13 talents are now about to kick in here. 3 deaths on Ana. I mean, you know who the primary target is for them right now. So yeah, but here we go. We have the smelling salts, so that's going to be important for them. I mean, mega important. And we're also getting the shattering throw so that he can apply a bit more pressure onto Jojo. So right now we have still some portal plays as they're trying to go in. There's the meme strike, nice. Oh, big value, huge value. Meme strike victory right there. Cassia gets destroyed. And as I said, her stacking process is currently halted. And has been for a while. But yeah, check this meme strike play out. So good stuns and everything. They're coming in here first. Coming from the side. Jojo making her play. And then two of them. I mean, the angle is perfect. The angle is absolutely perfect on this one. And they get the kill. Cassia is out. The rest of the team was zoned away. So Team Ash fighting back with the aggression that you would expect from them. And Medivh is trying to get his stacks back up. I mean, good luck on that. It's definitely not going to be easy for him to make that work, but who knows. Maybe he can pull that off after all. But yeah, definitely not going to be an easy one. So, as is, what else are we getting? What's the next move here for them? Right now, it's obviously still about rotating. They go for Cassia again, and they drop her. Cassia gets dropped. I mean, I praised her at the beginning of the game, and ever since then, she just got murdered. I mean, absolutely murdered. So Cassia gets crushed here. And that means that they're playing with 5 versus 4 once more. And yeah, it's just bad news. It's just overall bad news what we're looking at right now from the perspective of the Space Goofs. They had this fantastic comeback play that they made, and they are still ahead in structures. But it doesn't really change the fact that every time that we have them both up on the map, it seems the blue team is just doing a bit better. They're also going for their turn-in now, so they have level 16 coming in. The timing is fantastic. And that's just the chance. The chance to take a couple of structures out. Fort in the middle is going to fall. Fort at the bottom of the map is going to fall too. And now they're pushing straight into the mid lane in an attempt to also break some of those walls at the keeps. Yeah, they're looking great. Team Ash was a huge setback for them earlier, but this one is helping. More than just a little bit. All the forts are destroyed. Leyline is out, and again, damn, these plays there. They kill Varian, they kill Ana, and Team Ash is just crushing it. Honestly, just looking at the way that they're utilizing specifically Medivh in this case, I'm really surprised that we don't see it more from them. This is catering to their general playstyle so well, and they're already an annoying team to go up against in the first place, but now this is even worse. Wall destroyed in the middle, wall destroyed down at the bottom of the map. Over here, they're getting damage in on the keep itself. The level 16 talents are big for them, of course, too. Cassia gets killed again. I mean, Cassia, at this point, girl, just stay at the Nexus. Just stay back there. It's like, it's not worth it. She's just getting farmed. Dequasite has 55 gems, by the way. 55 gems on him alone. He can go for the turn-in. This is turn-in number 2 for them, and he can deliver it by himself. No problem whatsoever. And on top of that, what we're getting is, of course, camp stolen away. Blue team also has 30 gems still remaining. But the keep in the middle has been has not been destroyed. It has been damaged. The keep at the top even more so. I think if they rotated quickly, they could have maybe even gotten that too. And yeah, they're pushing in again. They got the mercenary camp, so now they're just trying once more. Leyline is already out. Bishops needs to retreat here. Again, he's not stacked yet on his level 1. He's at 20, so he has to be careful. Meme Strike is out. 16 talents on both sides, at least. That gives us the active reload. And Jojo goes down. Jojo is destroyed. Bishops, they want to go for another kill. Can they chase them in time? Well, they're trying. But there's also a problem with Chromie. Misha can't get the kill, but is definitely chasing the wannabe dwarf, the wannabe dragon away. So yeah, another stun for Misha, and she is able to get out. Well, Raxa just goes, hold my bear, and there's the stun. But Hans are dead, and we're dead, and Bishop survives. At least they got that. He's actually saving himself with those ley lines that he's been pushing out. So there's a boss at the top. This is not over yet. Look how damaged these keeps are, though. Keep at the top, keep in the middle, and the keep at the bottom. So yeah, all of them. As well, now with the play that they're trying to make, it's a question of can they do enough damage, because now they're going to get Web Weavers and they're going to get the boss too. So yeah, Misha is still at the bottom of the map. Oh, and gets hit hard by that maze. That's honestly unbearable to watch this. I mean, bear with me here. If this was a PETA-friendly game, then I think that they would show a little bit more respect to Misha. Okay, but yeah. It's rough. Top side, 11 kills to 8. Fort is obviously gone, duh. But the question is, how much more can they do now? And the quest is completed for Medivh, so good for Medivh. Baseline quest is finally done. And in the middle of the map, yeah, they're trying to catch that again. They're closing in on experience, so there's that. But off we go. Top side, I think the keep at the top is likely gonna fall. It's not like Hanzo has his level 4 or anything available there, so yeah, that's not a thing. All 3 lanes are now getting attacked. This is gonna be dead even after this push, unless of course heroes die for the blue team. They should be able to take this out. Unless the defense is now coming in with everything that they have, but no, even then it's not a thing. And they got basically enough gems for another turn in. They should honestly turn in what they have. I would not want to risk those 53 gems if I was them. Level 20 is there. That gives us Medivh cheats. Thanks Blizzard for the heads up, but we didn't really need to know that. We knew that already, so yeah, this is not news to us. We've been playing the game for a year or two. We got the kill command, and they're just waiting for their own level 20s right now. Medivh obviously provides the vision. The blue team doesn't have enough gems to turn in. Catapults at the top. Yeah, and I honestly don't understand why Hanzo hasn't taken his next talent yet. You would expect that he goes for the cooldown reduction here and just YOLOs out those meme strikes. That's normally what you do when you pick that talent. It's one of the best things about going for it. I mean, Bullseye, yes, gives you an additional stun, but still, I mean, come on. If you get the cooldown reduction, you can just YOLO that out so many times during a big drawn-out fight. It's insane. So why would you not do that? Okay, there it is. The dragon awakens. Apparently the dragon was really fast asleep because it took him a little bit of time to awaken the dragon. But now he's awake. Just whispered softly in his ear, "Chromie pretends to be a dragon." And that made him so mad that he was just like, "Arr!" and woke up. So yeah, it's like, he's gonna kill the pretender right now. Get that real dragon in the house. Yeah. They got enough gems in a second. 59 gems already, but, well, who's taking it? Again, the dragon is in, but they're still fine. They're still totally fine here. Blay is alive, and they are trying to push them away. The fight is really breaking out for this one. The camp gets taken, and another. This is the second one in the same fight. They're trying to go for it. So great catch from Leo. He dies, but can they get a counter kill? The answer is nope. And what happens instead is that they lose gems and they lose Cassia. Remember when I said that they should turn in their gems? You remember that? Remember me saying that? That's exactly what's going on here. And they could have. It was already open. The turn was open. They had vision on the other team and they just didn't. Chromie goes down and, well, that is game. 5-man team wipe. And they can go straight for game and glorious victory and take down the core. Nicely done. Team Ash with a big W here, and we are going to game number 3 with an even score between the two teams. So in for another 4-mapper at least, as the teams are fighting to move on to the grand final of the tournament. Well done by the blue team. Great performance by Team Ash there. And yeah, they get Leo again. But it's already all over. GG, well played. Tomb of the Spider Queen goes to Team Ash. Well done. Okay, everybody, we are in game number 3. So 20 heroes unavailable because they have been played already and you can only play hero once within a series. Now we're heading into Cursed Hollow, which is going to be the 3rd map in this encounter. And we have the Space Goofs in red once more on Cursed Hollow. It's going to be interesting. Pretty curious to see what's going to happen now, because we had 2 very different games, especially when you're talking about game number 2. It was pretty impressive what they were able to pull off there. I mean, honestly, just general, when you think about it, was a continuous back and forth, but it felt like Team Ash was for most of it in the driver's seat and did a fantastic job locking in advantages for themselves. But then towards the end, there was this one moment in the mid-game where Team Ash just got absolutely slaughtered, right? So they got totally killed there, and then towards the end, they regained control. I think there was still a chance for the Space Goofs to at least safeguard some of their gems and maybe salvage the situation beforehand. But either way, Team Ash played well. They deserved the win. They draw even. And now we're heading into Cursed Hollow to see which team takes the lead in the best of 5 and has then the chance to go into the grand final to face off against the Raiders for the ultimate showdown, of course. But, well, we now have Lucio and Brightwing both banned out. So they're starting to target Renella pretty heavily here. Renella has, of course, already taken some of his favorites previously, specifically Rhaegar. But now Brightwing and Lucio get banned out, so they're applying some pressure there. Whereas we see the Space Goofs running out. No, not really running out, but I mean, they're targeting the side laners. Dequaza is, of course, a side lane god, so I'm not really too worried about him. I guess they're only taking his strongest tools away from him, which would be, I mean, like, again, if you want to list them all, it's basically Urel, Dehaga, Blaze, Hogger. So you give him anything on the side lane and the man's a monster. So they're trying to get rid of some of his best picks, but good luck trying to ban him out. That's definitely not going to happen. Now, Diablo gets taken as the first pick. And here comes ETC and Greymane. Alright. So, ETC Greymane opening. Now, there is a chance that we're going to see some shenanigans on this one as well. Samuro, unless I'm mistaken, in the series still up. As I said, sometimes you just blend together. You have like so many games that you're casting in a row, and sometimes you're like, was he played 2 games ago, 3 games ago? Like, did they play this? Did they play that? But yeah, something nasty like Samuro Abathar is always an option. You have Li Ming already in for Dobby, so there's your reset potential that you can aim for. And they get Tyrande. I really like to go for that Tyrande style. We have now seen Tyrande multiple times, and Tyrande Diablo is of course also quite old school. If you play that properly, then Diablo gets the stun, flips the target in, and you get the follow-up from Tyrande. You get Hunter's Mark applied, and that allows Li Ming to just blow anybody out of the water within seconds. So, if you can set that up, fantastic. So, well, for that, we now have a Cursed Hollow with the next final bans coming out. There could still be a couple of global picks that you can of course go for. We got already Tracer in. And, well, on Tracer being removed here from Yasuo. I'm not even so sure if I'm worried about Tracer too much. Any kind of like burst damage, well, to be fair, they already have burst damage in the form of Li Ming. You're very unlikely going to go for a double mage with this. So if you can just go for some normal auto attack damage or maybe a triple melee, that's a bit more likely. Triple melee with added damage would also be nice for them because it can shield Tyrande better. So that would be quite nice. Abathar gets banned. You're not taking any risks there. You have already Greymane, which will benefit from a symbiote, but also from a copy very easily. Unless, of course, somebody wants to go for Monty again and get another bounty. That could be a thing. And it's a big map. ETC is also not guaranteed to be in main tank position. You can easily go for him in a side lane once more. We have Maiev and Stukov, so yeah, you can definitely go for the triple front line. For sure. So... yeah, well, Stukov... Maiev Stukov as a combo is always great because you can just tether targets into a Lurking Arm. Then you have ETC also for that power slide in Greymane. That's pretty dangerous. If Maiev is able to make her plays, and very likely she's going to be shifted over to Bishops, at least that's one potential play, that would be pretty sick. But Arthur's against Greymane, we've seen that a few times now. I actually like that as a bit of a counter. Arthur's against Greymane has become more of a thing again. That was a thing in the past, and they are bringing it back because with Frozen Tempest you can really control Greymane well, and that has been proven now multiple times. It also keeps Tyrande safe, but they're still adding another range damage dealer and drop Junkrat into the mix here. So yeah, game 3. One of the two teams is going to pull ahead here and get into a position for match point number 1. Malthael as the final pick, so ETC indeed main tank for Team Ash. And with that, we're set and good to go. Cursed Hollow, everybody. Game number 3. Game number 3. Team Ash on the left, Renella on Stukov. We have Morenas on ETC. Lopaka came in with the Angel of Death. So playing Malthael here. My try on Greymane and Bishops on Maiev. So as expected, Bishops has been swapped over to Maiev. I mean, duh. And on the right side, the Space Goofs with X-Ray on Tyrande again. We got Play on Diablo, so the two of them will have to just combo their abilities here and really communicate well when they're trying to go for a target. Li Ming is going to attempt to follow up on it, as is Dequaza with an additional stun and some CC, of course, playing Arthas here. And then you got Yasuo with Junkrat, who can chip in a trap or two every now and then and go for some added damage as well. So yeah, there's still plenty to do. Talking about doing things, that's already the first thing to do right there. So they're getting ETC pooped over, and it's a kill. Game not starting off too well for Team Ash, but again, only an early game kill. Death timers are so low at that point, doesn't matter too much. Still gotta be careful that it's not becoming the norm in the game. But of course, when we're talking about like how this is all going to play out, it's noteworthy that Bishops on Maiev is still pretty strong and will very likely, yeah, do stuff like this. Li Ming goes down. She was a bit outnumbered here, so gets ganked in the bot lane and is killed. But we keep our eye on Bishops for some time, because he is going to make the life of everyone on the other side living hell. Now, Arthas at the top has gone for Greymane, and this is one of the reasons why he was picked in the first place, as I explained during the draft. But now that they're starting to go in at the top wall, Stukov is the one that is going to rotate very safely towards the top fort and try to stop him, slow him down, get the experience that he can, so that they don't lose too much. But it will be an interesting game. Maiev was a huge pick for Bishops, it definitely was. But then you have also Greymane going up against Arthas, which can become problematic once that Arthas also gets all of his stacks in for his level 1, for his level 4. So he's trying to complete those quests and then just fully control Greymane and not allow him to get that mad momentum where he can just jump into a backline and rip hero after hero apart. So for ETC, we get Block Party. And we got the low blow for Stukov as level 4 kicks in for the blue team. Just a bit ahead of their opponents. Not a big gap or anything, but as expected, here's the Frozen Wastes right there. And Arthur's already working their talent a bit as Team Ash keeps pushing. They have ETC again all the way in the back, and that's a kill. This time they're lacking Medivh. Now, they still have Maiev, of course, but Medivh was a huge tool in game number 2 for them. Allowed them to make so many aggressive rotations, and it facilitated more than only one kill for them. It really, really murdered hero after hero and made the life of everyone on the side of the Space Goofs just a living hell, because they could never properly escape. Similar to what's happening to Greymane up here. Now, he is able to get past the gate, so good for him, but he is not going to have an easy time up there. Now, down at the bottom of the map, the same could also be said about Yasuo, as he's going up against Bishops and Renella. So yeah, the fight breaking out topside as they're trying to defend. Li Ming can move down to the bottom of the map to assist Junkrat, as they're at least trying to delay the tribute for as long as they possibly can. But it's getting spicy here. I mean, it definitely is. Get the damage in, 3 kills to 1 for now in favor of the Space Goofs. Siege Giants are also in play at the bottom of the map, and everybody is just lurking around the tribute and saying like, yeah, we kind of want this one too, but first and foremost, we want to make sure that you are not getting it. So yeah, that's the first objective. And so far it's working for them. Nobody is really going for it, nobody's fully committed. Instead they are just fighting, trying to see if they can get a kill, and then follow up on that. But yeah, plays are being made here. One after another, maybe here now. No, Li Ming on the other hand gets killed by Greymane. So yeah, that's at least the 1 kill, and that also allowed Maiev to go for the channel. So channel is in, and that leaves us with not only 3 kills to 2, but also Arthas is pushing at the top. So he has rotated towards the top side pretty early. They pick up level 7, and he's still able to get some stacks in, but he opened the wall up and the gate up. At the bottom of the map, similar performance from Team Ash as they're trying to do the same thing. Open that gate, get that vision, make sure that you know exactly what's behind it, and if you can maybe even jump someone. Instead, Diablo gets jumped. He's not fully stacked yet, so he needs to be careful. He's at 86 right now, but specifically with Tyrande just sticking around, they're not really able to do too much here. So, yeah, not something they can actually do. So, top side, Arthas still very much so alone on the side lane, since Malthael is rotating between the middle and the top. It's something that Arthas just can't do. He doesn't have the wave clear for that, But that's why Yasuo is sitting in the middle and is trying to assist him as best as he can with this. So 3 kills to 2 still. Both of the teams on level 8. We have only 1 tribute. Nice slide. Good power slide, but can they get... Yes, they should be able to get the kill on X-Ray, and they do. Diablo might be able to sustain himself through something like this, but if you face check with Tyrande or just too close to the party, then you're going to get punished for it. And that's exactly what's going on here. So once again, tribute is up, and this could be the second one for the blue team, and I mean, very much should be. They also try and go for Yasuo here, and he gets out. Yasuo gets out. I'm not so sure about the Quasar on the other hand. Noah Dobby tries to teleport away, I guess, but that's another kill for Team Ash. And Team Ash is now really, really running with this. Not only do they have nearly level 10, but they also have 2 tributes to 0, which means that for every single... I mean, at this point, you gotta fight for every single one of them. The problem with this map is simply... this map was chosen as a reminder by the red team, right? Sorry, by the blue team. Which surprises me, because if one thing is dangerous when you are Team Ash and its bosses, you kind of tend to throw lately on boss camps. So this map has 2 bosses, which gives you double the chances to throw. But in this case, thanks to their level 10 ability, they're easily able to at least get the first boss. So yeah, good for them. But yeah, I gotta be careful there. Nah, just meme a little bit. But to be fair, it's also kind of true. They tend to go for risky plays, and sometimes they just backfire. And one of the risky plays that they tend to do is go for a boss when they shouldn't really. But yeah. Their style is obviously super entertaining, and it's also working well for them. I mean, they are guaranteed to be 3rd place in the tournament. If they win the series, then they're at a minimum 2nd place. So that's quite something. But yeah, Apocalypse from Diablo. They go at the top, and they go for Malthael, and ETC apparently didn't want Malthael to die alone. So he is here and gets caught and killed. Yep. So what looked at an isolated kill becomes a double kill quickly. That also means that Yasuo is defending at the bottom of the map, though, since everybody else is busy. And that means the wall is going to get destroyed. The fort at the bot lane is the first one that is gone. The wall is now gone, and the tribute is still up as they are trying to go for the boss up here at the top. Now, ETC is going to be back in time, and this is going to take a year. This is going to take them ages. Somebody please help them. I mean, damn. Like, okay, there's help coming, finally. Because I was just about to say, this is going to take them an eternity if they now have to do this. Boss is still getting attacked. ETC, I'm a little bit surprised that they're not trying to do anything about it. They must know that the boss is being claimed. But yeah, boss is taken. Just took them 6 minutes. And Morenas has sniffed it out towards the end, but it was already too late. The tribute, on the other hand, that's a different story. So... yeah, but then again, we now have 4 kills to 5. Here's the next tether against Diablo, and can they get him? Last rights, and that's a stack. Malthael gets his stack. They want more kills. Diablo, of course, will be back in a bit. Malthael is dead. Tyrande is dead. Apocalypse, and it's a total disaster. Everybody is dead. Arthur's Li Ming, they've been destroyed, and this is a curse. So now you're getting cursed just as your opponent has the numbers advantage on the map. Yeah, that's rough. That's really, really rough right now. And of course, there is a boss at the top, but still, even the boss at the top is eventually going to fall, specifically with Greymane now defending against it. But they're moving in against the keep wall. This is honestly one of the plays that I really like if you're just ignoring the fort, because the fort falls anyways. Like, you don't have to go for the fort. The minions alone are going to take the fort out. Once that you have a curse against your opponent, you can just simply go past the fort, attack the wall, and that is already going to do more than enough. Down here at the bottom of the map, the keep is going to take some damage. I highly doubt they can take that out, but they can at least at the top side take the fort here, so remove the final one and therefore the fountain too. And this should be kind of fine. Yeah, it's decent value from the first objective. The bot lane pushing in. If Yasuo doesn't defend this quickly, then it's going to do more damage on the keep. And again, it's not going to destroy the thing. But this is still, what is it going to be, 50% on this? So that's a win in and of itself. The fight also continues here. And yeah, the keep is actually taking more damage than I thought. The top fort is still in play, but will get destroyed. And this is less than 50% that we're talking about right now. So very, very vulnerable bot lane. And of course, Greymane takes the top. That was to be expected. 1 level lead, 8 kills to 6. So yeah, Team Ash, they're driving the bus right now. They are firmly in the driver's seat, trying to take full control of this. And of course also take advantage of the situation that they find themselves in here. Go to the next talent, get to level 16. And once that you are hitting level 16, make the move with that. Attacks are coming, here's the APOC, and it connects at least a bit, but not enough to grant them a kill here. The Rip Tire, same situation, Lopaka is still alive, but they have to retreat here. There's no tribute in play right now. ETC has stage dive, so he can easily jump out, and he will have to. Oh, Li Ming with the interrupt, and he's dead. Well, he gets the stage dive back in 2 seconds. They want him. Where's the power slide? Power slide! And now he has to try and jump again. I don't think he can. Nobody's helping him either. He's so good at juking, by the way. Ridiculous. He tries again and he is out. No way. He actually escaped. He actually escaped all of this. That is sick. I mean, honestly, now they're going even for the keep here. But just check it out. The mad cow. Just diving away, gets slowed, and then towards the end, bing! I'm out of here.
Bye-bye! And we say bye-bye!
Damn good. Love it. I mean, honestly, there was like 3 heroes that were just trying to chase him down here, and he just said like, nah. Nah, boys. I would be so pissed. Yeah, now they took out the bottom keep, and they're already going for the boss, so this one is gonna go for core. They are found out, though. Is this rotation gonna come in quickly enough? No, not with Greymane. Not with Greymane just taking this. So the only question is, are they gonna really try to go for the core, yes or no? Because you could. I mean, you definitely could. You want to do some damage here. I just don't know if that is really the smartest play. Because if you lose at the core... I mean, we've all seen this before. We've all seen that movie. So, yeah. Not so sure if that is really the play to make here. But again, we'll see. It might make it happen. Might work out for them. Boss is coming up. Again, even if you get some damage at the core, as long as you retreat in time, I'm totally fine with it. I just am a bit worried that they're going too deep and they're overstaying their welcome, as they have done in the past. So yeah, that's probably more so my concern than anything else. That boss is not strong enough and they're realizing it, so they just fall back. Yeah, this would have been a real problem if they would have tried anything here. Boss is able to get the shield more or less down, not even. The pusher has to be dealt with here. They steal some of the camps away. They have a free tribute at the bottom of the map. Tyrande is probably going to annoy them for a second, but besides that, yeah, the owl is already coming out. Repositions, challenged again. Boss at the top. 20,000, 22,000 damage for Li Ming. 28,000 for Greymane. And they're all just still trying to hover around the top boss. Which, by the way, makes more pressure at the bot lane thanks to the catapults that are spawning there. So, that's another thing. ETC with his ult can of course easily go for side lane control, take those catapults out. Minions alone are not really going to be a problem. So yeah, jumps in as they need him in the fight, gets the slide, and there's the last right kill. They go for X-Ray too. Li Ming is already dead. Tyrande is trying to rush away here. Diablo with a stun and the kill on Malthael. The problem is that Junkrat died too, and they're still playing against X-Ray here. The core is also soon going to attack down at the bottom. Now that Diablo is gone, he lost his soul stacks, but they want Tyrande, and they're going to get her. Now that Bishops is moving in, she is going to die. Bishops gets killed though, went a bit too deep and ran into tower range. There's catapults on the core any second now, but they can't really go for them. They can collect the tribute, and they can maybe even go for boss. But it's a 3 versus 2 on the map, so you still got to be careful with this. So yeah, double catapult on the core, but we're not too deep into the game just yet. Diablo has a death wish apparently, and it is being granted as the man with the big arm comes in and slaps him. So Stukov takes out Dibbles, and now Arthas is on the run. And again, the core is losing its shield. So one catapult has already been taken out, the other one is still firing slightly, but they're now going to start and take the camp, and to make matters worse, they're about to hit level 20. Yeah, level 20 any second now. 14 kills to 8. I'm just a bit surprised that nobody has gone for the tribute yet, but I suppose while Diablo is still dead, they want to try and take the keep out, and they send Martel to the top lane. But careful, boys. There's a boss, there's a tribute, you want to at least pick a few of these things up. It's one of the reasons, or one of the things that you fought for. And there it is. Tribute is being taken. So, yeah. So far, so good. Move all the way up towards the top, onto the boss. With level 20 talents, they want to force that fight, and now that we have 15 minutes in, the catapults are starting to become more of a problem, more of a nuisance. So, yeah, they're still trying to force the fight on the boss, still trying to make the play here. Riptire's coming out. And there's the Apocalypse, last rites, and he's alive. Arthas didn't die. Arthas didn't die, he's healing himself up with the army. Greymane is already gone, but they're trying to go for the corner, and they're dropping Tyrande first. Tyrande is eliminated. They get Arthas as well. Now Diablo is about to go down, and that is exactly what they were looking for. The triple kill that would allow them to go for keep, go for core, go for boss, go for anything. They got to stay away from Lim Ling to make sure that she doesn't get a huge connect here. But just look at this. Nice play for Li Ming. It doesn't change the fact that they're going to lose Junkrat right now. Li Ming nearly getting the kill, but Junkrat is gone. And once again, catapults on the core, and this time it's taking damage. The core is taking damage already, and they're debating where to go. It seems like they're trying to go for the bottom of the map in order to take it out. 88% on it. Dobby is the only survivor here. Li Ming is the only one. Now, she can get the resets. You got to be super careful here that you don't overdo it, but the curse is hitting the red team hard. They're going to lose more structures as all of this plays out. We have 2 seconds for Tyrande to be back. This is not a done deal yet. This is very likely a victory for the blue team, but it's not a done deal yet. 4 heroes are back for defense. 63% on the core. They're fighting around it. They want to get a few more hits in. Greymane is not with them. If he was, they could have taken it out. But without him, they got to be careful. Here's the last rites. Tyrande is gone. 54% on the core. The keeps are getting attacked on the remaining lanes. Dequaza trying to get away here. Again, the dash, the dive. As ETC was moving for him. Dobby caught on the wrong side. Core on 52% still. But Diablo is now coming back into and instantly jumps in. Gets hit, gets targeted. And Diablo about to die. Dashes out, escapes. Li Ming again in trouble. So is Arthas. They're trying to zone them away, but the keep in the middle is already gone, and the catapult is going for the core. Is at the top lane. The remaining keep is about to fall, and now they're losing everything. The core is getting destroyed. Arthas gone. Marthael is gone too, and it is game as Team Ash takes the 2-1 lead. Game number 4, match point number 1. Blue team looking strong on Cursed Hollow. Now we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity. I would tend to say that this favors the blue team a little bit, Team Ash, because they like to brawl. They like to brawl, they like to fight, they like to go for crazy stuff, and this is a good map to try and pull it off. But the Space Goofs, they are forced to be reckoned with, which they've proven time and time again, so they are now going to try and force another 5-mapper in this tournament. If they can pull it off or not, very different question. Now, the interesting part is that obviously there's 30 heroes that cannot be played anymore, right? Because you have played them already. So that's the kind of compromise that we do, so that we're just not seeing the same heroes over and over and over again. Nobody wants to watch Blaze dominate a side lane 20 games in a row unless he gets banned. But the interesting part is that they have been banning some of the Quasar's picks for a while now, which leaves a lot of these still technically up. So they have to still continue banning them, or they're open, and then the Quasar gets them this late into the game. Right now we have, again, Dehaka and also Urel banned, so they are dealing with side lane more so than anything else. They could have also just said, okay, you know what, we have first pick, we are actually going for one of the two, and ban the other one out. but I think they're going to lean more towards picking a damage dealer for this now. Since this is map number 4, Vala is a great choice. Suljin becomes an alternative now, very quickly as well. Of course, you can still go Jimmy, Sergeant Hammer, so there are a couple of picks that we've seen played or banned on Battlefield of Eternity in particular. First pick is already going to reveal a lot here. And amongst other things, if they actually agree that going for a damage dealer might be a priority, and they decide instead that they would go for Chen. So that allows the Space Goofs to take the damage pick. Now, there's a bit more than just the heroes that I mentioned a second ago. You can go Lunara as well, just to name one more. So there's a lot still that is pretty good against the Immortal that can help you to rush this down. And, well, there's Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer and Tyrael. So the protection racket over here has already started as they're trying to go for and protect Sergeant Hammer. And make the opponent pay for it in more than one way. So what's the counter here? How they're going to play against this? I mean, Chen can at least do something about it as he barrels in. And he's going to jump in feet first. There's Bish. Okay, so Vala and Zarya. Good for the Space Goofs that they banned out Garrosh. Now, they banned Garrosh for a different reason, but hey, if you would have Garrosh, Zarya plus Vala, that would have been super annoying. I mean, it's already annoying enough what Team Ash is playing. They have likely... This is not even guaranteed to be an arrow build. If you are now really banking onto Vala, just dishing out all the damage, you could go into an auto attack style. We have seen that on Battlefield of Eternity. Your focus shifts, of course, a little bit. You're not just so single-mindedly thinking about taking the Immortal down. You're more so looking at the team fight, and then you want to go for the objective. But you can also play this out with an arrow build too. So yeah, plenty of ways to play Vala these days. Only the multi-shot build has really fallen off heavily. You see it every now and then on Infernal Shrines, but I guess that's about it. And we are in for the final bans. So Oriel gets banned. And Tracer gets also eliminated. This is a pretty good ban for Team Ash. Don't want to have Tracer zipping around on the battlefield as well, with Tyrael already providing her a shield. Malfurion and Artanis for Dequaza. Yeah, late in the game, so all of a sudden, with all of these side laners banning out and already being played, with Urel and Diaga also banned, Artanis becomes all of a sudden a bit of an option for them. And now the final double pick. So, what is Team Ash pulling off here? Can they do a 3-1 here? Can they win on Battlefield and go to the grand final? Deckard Cain, and we get Mei. More control at the front from Mei, a few more slows in. That leaves us with our final pick for Dobby, traditionally damage dealer, of course. But we have Tyrael, Artanis, so we could see another melee. Could go for the triple front line to save Sergeant Hammer, but that would also put most of the eggs into one basket. And Yasuo will have to deliver. I mean, one way or another. But again, how are they going to play it? And what is Vala going to do? Arrow, auto attack, both possible. And we get Mephisto. Ladies and gentlemen, match point number 1 for Team Ash as we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity. Game number 4. Match point number 1. On the left side, Bishops with Vala, Morenas on Zarya. We have Renella on Deckard Cain. And Lopaka with Chen as my try is rocking Mei in game number 4. Over on the right side of the map, the Space Goofs with Play on Tyrael. They gotta win 2 in a row if they want to make it to the grand final. Yazu on Sergeant Hammer. We're getting X-Ray on Malfurion, Dobby on Mephisto, and Dequaza is playing Artanis. And with that, we're heading straight into our 4th map, and we're going to figure out which team is going to be successful here. Now, of course, blue team could go straight to the grand final for the Space Goofs. As I just said, they need to win 2 in a row. And Vala goes for an arrow build. So, arrow build for Vala. Zarya to help her out with some damage and also survivability here. As in the meantime, top side is a 2v1 actually, with Sergeant Hammer moving in, Dequaza with the assist, and they're trying to go straight away for Chen. Down at the bottom of the map, we're currently looking at, yeah, Vala actually rotating towards the top, so they're not really going just for the full-on fight at the bottom. Bishops is going top side instead, hoping to also make sure that he's getting a couple of stacks together, I would assume. Yeah, Morenas and Zarya just burning this in. They are just trying to match the rotation and the movements of the Space Goofs. who are in for a bit more of a fluid position in all of that. I mean, normally it's a 4-1 split on the map. Sometimes you see a 2-3, even though it's rare. But now everything seems to be a flux a little bit, as Vala is also trying to just match up against heroes where she can easily get some stacks in. And of course they are going to attempt to counter Sergeant Hammer as best as they can. For that they have to have at least some damage against her. But yeah, so the hits are now slowly coming in. Bishops is going to try and work that one out. We have on level 1 also again the advanced artillery right here. Top side, the 1v1 with Chen and Artanis is now finally underway. And Vala is getting her stacks. So she's sitting at 4 stacks right now, and with the camps coming up, Sergeant Hammer has actually started to move back towards the top. So yeah, it's the same play essentially. They're trying to go into the side lane and really allow Yasuo to do a lot of damage, which is now going to force somebody up top, and it's a kill against Chen. Chen is down, so he gets eliminated. That's first blood, and Yasuo gets more and more damage in against the wall as they went for the bottom camp. I like the way that the red team is approaching this. The Space Goofs are making some really cool moves here, just trying to keep them low, trying to make their plays, and it is working. I mean, they're essentially now in a situation where they have forced the opponent not only back in a very nice matter of way, but they also started to destroy the wall. They took Chen down, and they're just forcing consistent awareness of the Space Goofs where everybody is positioned, and specifically guess where Sergeant Hammer is at seems to be a game that they are trying to play now. So yeah, me like it. 1 kill against 0. It's not really that big of an impact yet, but opening up walls is always nice in the early game. Makes it so that your Immortal is stronger. Speed barriers in, while as progress on the stacks is also slowed down a bit. The advantage of going up against Sergeant Hammer is that you basically get a guaranteed hit in whenever you're shooting an arrow out before level 7, because Hammer can't move, can't dodge. And so if you get close enough, then that's just what you can pull off. But right now, what we're getting is level 5 for both teams. Camp's obviously taken, and they're immediately going for the Immortal. And this is where Morenas can just fire away, and where also Vala is getting some value, even though she doesn't have a level 7 talent yet, which is obviously going to be the biggest asset for her. Once that Monster Hunter is in play, you're getting the added damage, and that is going to murder everything hard. The blue team has realized that, the red team has realized that they're going to be the ones that will suffer the most there. So they haven't gone for an immediate just counter pressure play and try and raise the Immortal damage down, but instead they have shifted, started to defend. I think the first Immortal is unquestionable going over to Team Ashe though. It doesn't really seem like they can do anything about that. They can reduce the bleeding a little bit and go for the shield reduction as best as possible. Vala actually getting stunned is a bit of a problem. Yeah, that made it easier for them to reduce the shield, but the Immortal is still being won by Team Ashe. Still able to grab it. And that's exactly what they did right away. So yeah, Immortal is being grabbed. Now the move towards the top, as they're just trying to continue with all of this and hope to break at least. I mean, you want to break through the gate at least, right? In an ideal world, you of course want to take the fort out, but this seems to be aiming a bit high, considering that it's just really, really low, and I'm talking shield here. So what they're doing instead, they're just making their move straight up for the wall, try and take that down at least, open it up, and with level 7, Sergeant Hammer can now move. Vala has her tools for later on in the game. So yeah, this is basically what they're currently trying to aim for with this. But yeah, so far so good. They're actually able to do a little bit more than I expected. I didn't really think that they would be able to do this much damage on the fort itself, but they dropped it down to 50%. So great, good for them. Yeah, pretty surprised honestly. I really didn't think that they would be able to get all of that damage in here, but they did. Still only a single kill in the game. Vala has now gotten more stacks together. She's sitting at 12 for now. But yeah, the next attack is sure to be coming in, as now Sergeant Hammer can start to be aggressive and really push in siege mode, which is going to be the biggest one. So yeah, off we go. There's the chance to get the kill. They wanted Yasuo, but they also have to be careful because Zarya is low, so Morenas is in trouble. And yeah, can they get one? No. 5.5 minutes in, 1 kill, and that was the kill against Chen at the top. Besides that, nobody got caught yet, which is probably going to change soon. 16 stacks for Vala. Yeah, they are trying to full-on 5-man that. Chen jumps in. They want Sergeant Hammer. The shields are, of course, up. and might try, and Lopaka will soon have to retreat here. But look at Malfurion. He's in trouble. And he goes down. Malfurion is gone. There's still Mephisto doing insane amounts of damage, but he gets also killed just before the blue team gets murdered. And everybody is low here. I mean, everybody is low. Bishops is gets healed. Now it's only the Panda. And at least they're going to get Lopaka, aren't they? No, he gets the shield from Zarya and buys himself enough time to get away. How did they all get out of this fight? Crazy. They got 2 kills. And then all of them are surviving. That's amazing. That's honestly amazing. What a cool fight. That's so damn good. Oh man, that was cool. That was really, really sweet. Now the camp at the top hasn't even been taken, and now it's the red team that is in position for this. Vala doesn't even get close enough to get any damage in on the Immortal, but she can get at least a few arrows out here, so she's sitting at 22, which is pretty good for the first Immortal. They're so close to level 10, this is the bigger problem. Team Ashe is closing in on heroic abilities, and the red team will have to fall back here. They won't be able to do anything else. So yeah, there's already the damage coming, and Vala herself can basically just murder it and does. Halftime show is an easy win. They know what's happening on the other side, and they're jumping in. They want this one. Okay, and they're gonna get it. Level 10 any moment. If they don't move back, they are likely going to die. And I'm talking about the Space Goofs here. They want the... well, actually, Lopaka, nobody else is coming in to help him out. And he gets level 10 and barrels out. Big risk, in my opinion, from the Goofs. I mean, it worked out, so kudos. Good timing. But you could see that Shen had his ult and moved out just as level 10 came in. Now imagine that happening 2-3 seconds earlier. Oh, that was also a good one. Now the Immortal is taken with a big shield, but that was pretty sweet here. Murdering Zarya the way that they did, and Dobby and Mephisto just absolutely crushing it. Yeah, big ult from Deckard Cain. Yeah, but Renella is not making it. So yeah, nice attempt at a dodge. But yeah, not too much. Spray game is on point though. I like it. We're going full carbon on this one. Oh, nicely done. So yeah, the Immortal is still doing some work and is doing some damage, but they are not gonna lose too much right now. Still, very fun. I mean, what we're seeing from them right now is just all-out aggression the entire time. Now with the bottom lane getting attacked by the Immortal, they themselves already moved towards the top. Still attempting to, of course, do as much as they can here and forcing a rotation also from the red team. But Shen can easily just barrel out. He's always going to be the last line of defense, so to say. Like, he's going to be the last one standing, the last one retreating, because as long as he does have the barrel, he can just simply press R and then roll out. So, all that he has to do. Both of the forts are still standing. Both of them have taken significant damage, on the other hand. So, yeah. So the forts are taking damage here, but none of them have been destroyed just yet. On the damage numbers, we have Valan 23,000. Mephisto, unsurprisingly, is currently the top damage dealer in the game. He's at 26,000, and he's probably the one that they should be worried about the most, because he has been bringing the pain. Normally you're just looking at Sergeant Hammer, but in this case, yeah. 2 seconds until Chen has the barrel up. He doesn't even have to use it, but would have been able to if anything would have happened. Yeah. So they're still going to be fine on this. But then again, it's a funny one. It's an interesting game because there's so much... Like, so many fights could have gone horribly wrong for the blue team, where Mephisto was just about to murder them, and then they barely got out. But just imagine how this could now play out if it just continues, because right now the blue team is definitely the one that is getting slowly ahead, but it can flip at any point. At least that's the feeling you get watching these fights. Stay a while and listen. And they're padding Vala stacks again. But how much further can they go with this now? Yeah, I'm not so sure. I mean, at this point in time, we have them just easily retreating. So, once again, not too many fights ending in deaths of anybody here. Slowly getting towards that, I suppose, with the Immortal now coming back up, and we're talking about level 13. So, that's going to be the next one. Level 13 kicking in, and then time will tell. I mean, they're super close, both of them, for it. And if Vala gets on the Immortal, she can easily take that on. Camp against camp at the bottom of the map. Vala actually going for a quick arrow there as well. But here comes the barrel again. Okay, on 13 we get the siphoning arrow actually for her. Nice. Gets a bit of heal in as well. They get the damage out. Vala, they're trying. They're going for the Quasar, and he's dead. He's actually swapping himself out of Sanctification there for just a moment. Would have died either way, of course. Now in the back line, Yasuo also has to retreat as Sergeant Hammer became the next target. But it's also true for Mephisto. They go for Malfurion. It's a triple kill. Team Ash looking strong. The Immortal wide open now. There's 2 forts that they should easily be able to destroy if all of this continues. But yeah, they are looking at a very good position right now. So off we go. How much further can they go with this now? Yeah, this is looking super solid. Bottom of the map, for example, the fort is already going to get destroyed. We're not even talking Immortal at this point. So even with the camp and Shen going solo on the bot lane, they were able to take this one. Lopaka still has the keg. Could keg out if he needed to. Doesn't even have to. And Vala is, of course, easily claiming the Immortal in the middle of the map. So, good damage for her as well. 37,000. She's getting a bit closer to Mephisto's output, who's sitting at 38. Sergeant Hammer, by the way, on 36. But Vala has the added damage that she gets against the Immortal time and time again. Top side, fort also low. And this is where now the Immortal is coming. Defending this is going to be tough. I mean, the fort can't be defended. Don't get me wrong, we're talking 100% shield on the Immortal. Like, you can't defend that. That's not happening. So what you have to try and make happen is that you take it down early so that you're not losing your keep, for example. And if they can get kills here, that would be the dream. Deckard Cain is a bit in trouble, but he's still able to get out. Alright, ults are being thrown out as well, specifically from Atanas here, to try and stop the bleeding a little bit. Sergeant Hammer gets forced back too, and the Immortal, still in ranged mode, still with the shield, is doing his damage as the blue team is hoping for a kill. Lopaka low, Deckard Cain, stay a while, and get wrecked. And in this case, it's actually Mei that gets wrecked, and pretty heavily. So Mei is down, the Immortal still attacking, but they are not losing much more than the wall here. Good defense. Great defense from the Space Goofs. Level 16 is close, the wall is gone, and yes, the keep is taking some damage. It's not going to be too much. They lost a little bit of damage there. Bit of damage has been done at the bottom of the map as well. The wall loses a hit point or two. Nothing to really get too excited about, but there's a level 16 talents at least for them. And for Vala, that normally means that we're going to get the... Yeah, we're getting a Manticore still. The upgrade for the auto attacks. And of course also the gain train for Zarya. Way more willing to take the fight now, as you can see. So yeah, now they're in a spot where like, you know what? Actually, we could fight this one. At this point, we feel quite confident. So if you're still game, then we can resume the battle from earlier. Because now we got the talent advantage over you, and we would like to test that out a bit. Red team is pinned down. They are. Minimap shows a clear picture here. Chen gets attacked again, but Lopaka, again, he can always keg out. Can always keg out mega easily if he's in trouble. They're really trying to take him on, and eventually he has to press the button, but yeah, they chased him hard and it opened the bot lane up even further. So, yeah. Now, in addition to that, Manticore on the one side, Giant Killer on the other. Both teams now with level 16 talents. Vala still adding stacks. She is now at 46 stacks, and very likely we're going to get Acrobat as the level 20 choice. Now, this still is 3 levels away, but yeah, the damage output could get destroyed there. I could get out of control there even further. It's fascinating to me how the Space Goofs are able to keep so close in experience the entire time, despite them losing structures. I mean, look at passive experience. There's a 2,000 experience gap nearly, not quite. In minion experience, they have the lead. But they are trailing behind in hero and mercenary experience, but still, they've been doing such a good job that they're only half a level behind, and that really keeps them in play here. There's the ice wall, nice, bit of an isolation play that they're now using. Vala with arrow after arrow, and Dobby is suffering the consequences. Yeah, Mephisto is mega low. Here comes Deckard Cain shutting down Malfurion, and Mephisto falls. Chen jumps in once again. They want the old geezer. They go for X-Ray, and he gets a shield. Makes it! Oh, and the RNG! No, he survives. Oh, that was close though. If that arrow takes a different path, then he might have fallen here. Yeah. Oh, good for them. If they would have gotten unlucky, then Malfurion is dead as well. But the way that it plays out, they lose Mephisto, which is bad enough. Now we have still the chance to go for another massive Immortal, and obviously these are getting stronger and stronger with every iteration as the game continues. So yes, they're trying to at least stop the bleeding a bit by taking the hit points out, but Vala, she can rip this one apart, which is exactly what they are doing right now. So easy plays right there, another arrow combo, and that is it. So 60% on the shield. Shen has, by the way, already moved up to the top, has got a catapult in, nearly gets the entire keep, and then can simply kick out. It's like, bye-bye, I'm gone, boys. Not quite sure why he slows himself down here. That might have been a bit problematic, but nah, that's still okay. Could have backfired, though. I mean, Endurance of Hate was thrown out here. If that connects, then it's a different story. And Shen is now moving back towards the top. But yeah, they are still pushing, doing well. Team Ash wants this victory. They don't want to go to game number 5. I mean, duh, they want to go to the grand final. They want the rematch. They want to go up against the Raiders. And they're pushing at the bottom. Artanis with his ult. Sanctification could be thrown out soon too. The BFG has already been added. Shen has taken the top keep out, by the way, and is now going to join the fight. So far, it's been a 4 versus 5. Sanctification is out. All the ults got used. Everything has already been utilized. Lopaka still alive. He gets his barrel back in 2 seconds. Might even have to use it here, but Artanis just can't do anything about it. He tried to come in again. There's the isolation playing against Terrier. No more shields for you, boys. Vala is at 58 stacks now. She's getting more and more with every single fight. They're trying to take her out. Might... they still can't. They get Mei, but that's all that they're getting. So Mei is getting destroyed. The rest could fall back. The keep is already gone. The Immortal is aiming straight for the core now. They're chasing. They really just want to get the momentum here. It's honestly, the Space Goofs, they're desperate. They need kills. They know it too. They're trying. They're going for Chen, and Lopaka is going to fall. But the core is also going to lose hit points. And there's a double catapult moving in. They need to deal with it, and they need to deal with it ASAP. 88%. The core is down to 70, and Artanis is finally stopping it at 60%. No, at 58. And they're desperately aiming to take a fort out. They're really trying to go for a fort here. That's all that they're getting. And Vala, again, even though they are not winning anything and might maybe lose the fort, she's still stacking. And she's going to get level 20. Bam, 2 more arrows connect. 65 stack. And Sergeant Hammer dies to it. What? No way. No way. Wow. I didn't see that coming. All of them connect on Sergeant Hammer, and then it's just out. Over and out. Sergeant Hammer gets RNG'd to death, and they have level 20. Vala now with Acrobat, which is just crazy. She already has enough stacks as is. She's at 83,000 damage, and with all the stacks that they have here, again, Vala is just gonna murder things. Gets one, can go for another, bam, 85,000 damage, arrow, 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 and Tyr is just there like, help, help, team, hello, police, police, yeah, I would like to report a crime. She's crushing it. She's absolutely murdering them. 69 stacks, nice. And she's gonna get more. So yeah, they're going for Artanis, and that Artanis does what he does best. He dies again, and this is going to be the conclusion of the series. What a final game here by Team Ash. Great series, and Team Ash with big plays. They make it happen. Vala on 70 stacks towards the end, really padding her damage numbers too, and they're taking the core down. They're moving on to the next round of the tournament, the final round, the grand final, as Team Ash is looking for revenge. They want to go up against the Raiders again. They want to have the rematch, and they're going to get it. Vala is about to join the 6-digit club over here. Not quite. 99.5 thousand, and that is game. Well done, Team Ash with a 3-1 victory against the Space Goofs, who take 3rd place.